What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's Adam Lee Henderson. This is my YouTube channel.
A million people in the crowd, but I only...
This next guest is amazing in my eyes. I am so glad to have met and become friends with Maurice Griffin. Y'all remember him from Sunday's Best years ago. I've been watching his career for years now, just admiring his gift, just admiring everything that he has given to the art of music. When he said that he will sit down and talk to me, I almost fell out of my chair. I probably did. For him to take time and talk to me, it's an amazing opportunity, and I don't take that lightly because people don't have to sit down and talk to me, but he decided to do so. He also lives in California, so of course I have to do another virtual interview, which is cool. I'm excited nonetheless, but y'all take a look.
Lord, prove me I'm yours. What shall I render to you? My faith is almost none, but I completely surrender. I live for you alone. Lord, make me anytime to reflect your power, God. You are my standard. Prove me I'm yours. Help me be strong. Help me take courage. Help me know your name. Hold me close. Don't let me go. I wanna know. Show me some sign, God. Help me know I can make it. Help me know I can take it. 'Cause Lord, I know who's my anchor. I can't make it without you. I can't take it without you. I'm running on to see what the end is going to be. I won't give up as long as you're near, as long as you're guiding me, as long as you're leading me. Make me an example to reflect your power. You are my standard. Prove me I'm yours. Somebody say now. No longer will I tarry. Oh no.
So thank you so much, Maurice Griffin, for stopping by and talking with me. I really appreciate it. I have admired you for quite some time, and the world met you basically on TV on Sunday's Best. What was that experience like, premiering yourself in that spotlight? How did that change you?
I don't think it changed me. I think it just gave me fire underneath my butt. I just was ready to go and just do it all afterwards. But, I think that I got off Sunday Best and people saw me and they saw me on the show. That's when I had I had thousands of numbers on my phone, but everybody all of a sudden wanted to give me a phone call. And
Seriously.
so at the
Yeah.
same time, my phone just went black and died. I'm like, what happened? So it was overpowered because so many people was trying to call at the same time. But anyway, some people that couldn't get through, ones that I've never talked to,
Mm.
that all of a sudden want to give me a call. So I'm like, oh, you've changed. And I'm like, all I did was just go after my dream. So nothing changed. It was just an opportunity presented itself, and I just so happened to run into it.
But what was the experience like when you actually stepped foot on the platform and started to get familiar with that industry? Was that new to you, or were you kind of like understanding that on this big opportunity?
I realized that it was a huge opportunity. At that point, it was the highest achievement of my career. And
Wow.
so I took it very, very, very seriously. All the contestants that were on the show, at that point in time, I was trying to size myself up with everybody for some dumb reason. Oh, okay, okay. I think I can make the top three. I think I can make the top five. Only made the top 10, but
It's like,
it was all good. It was like you said, it was all purposeful and intentional. So a prophet told me that when I got on the show, that I wouldn't win the show, but I would be introduced to millions of people. And from there, God was going to catapult my career, and that's what it exactly had done. I went on the show, made top 10. I mean, made top 20. When I got off the show, they cut the first 10. I was part of that first 10 that got cut. So I made it in my mind that nobody will ever forget who Maurice Griffin is. So I just took it upon myself to just go after it and just make sure that it wasn't necessarily about my name being in the limelight, but more importantly, what God had given me. I wanted to be sure that I presented it to the world because that's what I felt like I was created to do on earth. And so I just went after it. And God has been blessing my hands ever since.
so I was listening to your current single you have out called "Prove Me." I've listened to it probably about 20 times. I had a chance to listen to it last night. What was the message behind that song? What did you want to convey to the listener?
I wanted to convey a conversation between me and God,
Mm.
and I wanted it to be transparent in a way where they'll be able to put it in their heart. They can receive it in a way where they can say the same prayer, kind of like prayer Jabez. I wanted to be able to share with God that I don't feel like I have everything that I need, but I know with you all things are possible. So God, prove me because I'm yours. You've called me into your own. You
Mm.
called me by name. You've demanded that I have an assignment to fulfill, and I'm fulfilling it. But as I do it, and I don't see the end, remind me, God, and show some kind of sign that I can be an example to be proven that you can do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. And
Mm.
so that's what that song is about: asking God to show Himself mighty, show Himself strong in your life. That's really what the song is about.
When you're creating music like that, do you ever get emotional during that process? Does it kind of minister to you first before you can put it out there? Like, do you have a relationship with the story or the song?
You definitely have to have that relationship with that song. You can't sing that song and not tie it into a difficult situation and apparently convey that successfully to the listener. I'm thankful that I was able to convey that even before I even recorded it, just the mind process and the thought pattern behind. See, a lot of people think that writing songs is just like saying your ABCs.
Mm.
No, it's not. You
What do
have
you?
to put yourself in so many other people's shoes, and like if they hear this on radio, on television, or wherever they are, you want to be able to be relatable. And especially in the seasons that we're in now, everything is changing, and you just want to be appropriate for for the season, for the time. We can always put out good music, but it's about putting out the right song at the right moment.
So, did you write that song?
Yes, I wrote it. I write most of my songs. That song I actually co-wrote with a guy of mine. His name is Titus Glenn out of Dallas, Texas. He's a songwriter. He writes for everybody. Bobby Jones, Marvin Sapp, so on and so on. But just to have the opportunity to write with him was just really, really, really amazing. We just got on FaceTime like me and you for 3 hours. We were just hashing out, having conversation. We weren't singing to each other. We were just having conversation. Why do you want to say it this way? What makes sense? Does this rhyme? Would the rhyme be effective? I mean, we thought about everything to attack the ear of the listener, and what it came down to was the right words and the
Mm.
right melody.
Mm.
The right words and the right melody. If we sing strong, should we sing strong singing down, or should we sing it elevating our voice? It was those type of dynamics that we put into the emotion of the song to really sell it in a way where people can really touch it and can make it their own.
So do you do that a lot? Like you're not new to songwriting.
No, I do it a lot, and then what happens is if I didn't live through the song, oh, the song's gonna come alive. The song comes alive every time. Every time I open my mouth, the song comes alive. For some reason, before it hits wherever it's gonna go, before it's released, I live the song, and I'm telling you, there's nothing too hard for God. He hears us. He knows our hearts. He loves us. And even though we can't trace him and we can't see him, we must believe that he is the ultimate savior of the world. Like literally, I know I'm a testament to that because last year I had an enlarged liver condition, and so from that point they called me septic. The doctors didn't know where it was coming from. I know I went out of the country, and so something happened between me out of the country and coming back. So with what I had already connected with what was going on, across country, stuff that I wasn't supposed to drink and take, I did, and then that led to other complications in my body. I was in the hospital for 3 months. They gave me three blood transfusions. They had to eliminate a gallon and a half of water out of my lungs because I wasn't eating. So they had to feed me through a liquid tube, and I wasn't using the restroom, so everything was being built up on the inside. They checked me for AIDS. They checked me for cancer. They checked me for what's that thing? Uh, when you get 50 and you got to go through that stage with the men, that thing, pancreatic cancer, whatever that thing. I had to go through all. I was like, I'm 33. What I got going on? What I got going on? And so everything came back negative. To God be the glory. But at the end of the day, I'm like, but I feel like I'm about to die, and I coded 3 times.
Mm.
Coded. No, I'm not talking about I passed out. No, life left me. And so for that to be to that extreme, and then for God to still make me an example, to reflect God's power, because He is the answer. God, He has now proved me that I belong to Him. Even in my death situation, even in me not eating, me losing weight, being pushed out of the hospital less than 100 pounds, them telling me that I wasn't going to be able to walk again or ever sing again. But here it is, I'm walking, running, talking, singing, in my right mind. I may not have it all together. I don't think everybody has it all together. But at the end of the day, having the ability to start all over and sort of speak, God, I'm grateful. This time, I'm totally dedicated to Him. I know that even on my deathbed, God can still take His hand and put me in the palm of His hand, blow life into me, and put me back out there and say, all right, now do it. Do what I called you to do. And so I'm in a stage now in my life, I'm just like so charged and so ready to pursue the greatness of God with a mind to want to make Him great, and not with a mind to do something for me, but a mind to do something for Him and His people.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you was what challenges have you faced that make you who you are? That was the challenge that framed the person that you are when I hear that song. If I was coming to you and I said, hey, I want to do what you do, what would you say to me?
My flesh would say you're not ready. My but my spirit would say, okay. No, just being honest, just it's a natural instinct. Not saying that you're not ready, but I would say you're not ready. The only reason why I say that is because instead of saying I want to do what you're doing, I would rather expect you saying, "Well, this is what I've done."
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? It's a preparation mode. God wants to prepare us for the next. That's the only way we'll succeed.
Mm.
Prepare for the next.
I like that.
Prepare for the next. The now, you should have prepared yesterday. You should have be preparing now for your next. So whatever, if it's death hasn't occurred, okay, prepare for that. Or marriage and trying to get a house, or want to do this or do that for a living, wants to open up a business, wants to, whatever it is, want to go back to school or wants to be a school teacher, you prepare now for that next. And so I would say, are you prepared for your next? That's what I would say. Are you prepared? And if you're not, let's focus on the preparation, because your next may come tomorrow. It may come in 5 years. Whenever it comes, you'll be able to say everything worked out because you were prepared.
What do you want people to see when they see you?
What I want people to see, a legacy. I want people to see Maurice Griffin, this little boy that was a YouTube sensation, turn into uh, a growing artist in the industry. Meaning he made mistakes. Meaning he wasn't the best. Meaning everything he did wasn't perfect. Because at the end of the day, behind the scenes, behind a record label, that's exactly what's going on. It ain't perfect. It ain't all Gucci. It ain't the best of the best. But they make it look good because they have more opportunities to create the illusion of perfection. And that's okay. But at the end of the day, somebody like me want to figure out, well, I may not have what you have, but I want to grow. How can I do it? And so I wanted to create that path as a growing artist into now a new stage, which is now a non-aging artist, someone of a Donald Kirkland, of a B.B. Winans, of a Donald Lawrence, and become a legend, or to create a legacy for somebody to look at my life and say, okay, I understand what he did wrong, what he did right. Now I can make better mistakes, better, not mistakes, but better choices and decisions, and I could be a better person and be more successful. That's it. Just to be a mentor to somebody from a distance, to give mentor. Yeah, because you can't touch everybody. You can't touch everybody. So I told Donnie McClurkin, I said, Donnie, you may not know this. We may never talk often, but I watch you as an artist. I may not care what you do in your personal life, but I do respect you as a music artist. And from what I've seen, you have been successful, and I respect your flow and your, how you've managed to remain successful and stable and a consistent legend in this industry. People look up to that. Longevity speaks, and so I always tell people that I'm a fan of your work. If they're good, I give them their props. And so yeah, so that's what from a distance. I told him that too. I said, I look up to you from a distance because I'm never able to ask you all the questions, but I can see how you're doing what you do, and I can take that for what it's worth and apply it to my vision.
What's next for Maurice Griffin? What can we expect from the superstar in gospel music?
Well, you can definitely expect a new single that's coming out. So for this pandemic, everything that's going on right now is ridiculous in an uncomfortable way. And so I wanted to do something that will uplift the community. I think everybody's doing what they need to do to put their 2 cents in to help lift and encourage the people in this burden down season. And so the first thing I did was the virtual concert, which is on Facebook. I got to put that out there. Over 180,000 people watched it. It was spectacular. Didn't even think that many people was going to look. So I was humbled by that. And then after that, I put some stuff out, but I'm preparing to put out a new single, maybe two. I don't know yet. But one song is definitely called Love, Peace, and Happiness. Love, Peace, Happiness. That's what it's called. It's like a Motown groove. You'll hear Prince. You'll hear Stevie Wonder. You'll hear Kim Burrell. You'll hear Al Green. You'll hear Anthony Hamilton. All of that groove, the PJ Morton, the whole soul vibe. It's a feel-good song to help lift up the people. Not even just the gospel culture, but everybody. I like big songs, as you can possibly think. I like big songs. Some people like the songs everybody can sing along to, and that's cool too. But I like to challenge myself and go for the world versus just people down my street. And that's just me. I'm wired differently.
Thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. In my head, you are now my friend. I'll be watching you. Y'all, I really enjoyed that interview with my new friend. I learned so much about the music industry and about staying true to you. Of course, I'm not in that arena, so to be able to talk to somebody like him, it just gave me so much insight, and I appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As I always end, give somebody a hug, tell somebody you love them, and tell them how much you care. You never know, that may be the only time they hear it. And of course, I love y'all for watching and riding with me for this long. Y'all are thebomb.com. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
About you, yeah. When the sun goes down in the night.